Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
Hey folks, I just got a lesson in how to record from Austin. He turns it on his computer and he goes, make sure the levels are correct when you're recording the whole thing. And then he walked out and he goes, I'm not feeling well. I'll just chime in when I have something to say. How is it any different from any other show that you do?
Hello? Is the mic on?
You're chiming in now.
Yeah, I'm feeling sick. Sorry, guys. I conned myself out with the I can't do an intro. You do it.
There's no intro. We're just talking.
No. There is an intro.
Oh,
I have
sorry.
to say, I've gotten quite the flight from the amazing summer convention, MIDSUMMER Scream.
Ah! All right. Well, thanks. You're listening to 91 Reasons. I'm the voice. I am Jeff Tucker, and I am joined by the entire Tucker family here.
Rachel?
Luna?
Austin?
Josie? Hey, Josie, did you have a good time at MIDSUMMER Scream? I had the best time ever. Because I was there with my dad, and he's the coolest guy ever. That's great, Josie.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to fake that you were on the show. She's leaving.
Give us your MIDSUMMER 2-second review here.
Come over here and tell us about MIDSUMMER Scream.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Best parts, highlights, anything? Shout out to your friend.
I don't like people in lab coats. Do not trust me.
People in lab coats. All right, so are we finished? We went to the MIDSUMMER Scream this last weekend, and the episode is late because Rachel has been bedridden ever since.
2 days. I was out, man. I missed work.
You missed work.
I did. I slept till after 9 today. I don't ever do that.
So, what was MIDSUMMER Scream, Rachel?
Everything Halloween.
It was a slice of Halloween in the summer. It's a perfect way to get hyped for the upcoming Halloween season. We have certainly found a way to stretch Halloween. I mean, when I was a kid, Halloween was one night. And you built it up and built it up and built it up, and then you went out trick-or-treating as soon as the sun started to go down. And you tried to make the most. I mean, Halloween was, 5 hours maybe at the most?
I'm so glad it's longer now because I have 30-some Halloween leggings, and I've got a month's worth of clothes now.
Halloween is now a season,
yes.
Right? So this was put on by David Markland, Rick West, Johanna, and Claire. Was that her name?
So.
Yeah. We saw them all there. They did a fantastic job. It was a great show. It was very professional. You would have been hard to believe it was the first year for this con.
It didn't feel like it.
Normally, first-year cons are shaky. Like the first year of WonderCon at Anaheim was shaky. They didn't know what they were doing. They lined up in the wrong places. They had empty booths. This one hit the ground running, and it was very professional right from the get-go. They took over the Long Beach Convention Center. The entire exhibit hall, 90,000 square feet, was filled with tons of stuff to buy, stuff to look at, and more importantly, walk through Halloween attractions. Now, what's funny about this is I go to a thing like this, and literally 90% of the people who go there know who I am. So I tried to take Josie into the what they call the Hall of Shadows, where all the walkthrough attractions were, and all the monsters would go, oh, hey, Jeff, how's it going? And then they'd walk on. So I didn't really get the full scare treatment. But you went through one, right, Rachel?
Yeah, I went through. And if I was me 20 years ago, I would have been terrified. They did a fabulous job. All the makeup was amazing. All the actors went above and beyond. It was a hot day. They went above and beyond. But I just don't get scared anymore. So it's different for me as well. When you live Halloween, it's different.
Yeah, no, you move past getting scared. I look at it as, how is it put together? How are the actors responding?
But that's why you go through with people like Colleen, who still jumps, and Amanda, who's terrified. It's great. If you take people through that get scared, then you see it through their eyes. It's like seeing a movie for a second time. Well, I've seen this movie. It was really good, but now I want to watch someone else's reaction to the movie.
Right.
That's what.
But when I do
those
that
are
with you,
for me.
you just fall asleep.
Yeah, well, that's a little movie. Right
Austin, what was your take on Midsummer Scream?
I went through a lot of the haunt attractions they had there.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the better ones was the Toxic City one. That one I was blown away
Toxicity.
by. I loved the fact that it was, you never see infected scientists used as much anymore. And it felt just like I was playing Half-Life. Like, I need a crowbar right now is what I need.
I loved all the green glow makeup.
And I liked it. And, you know, that they had that part where the scientist gets infected behind the glass.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's a 1-1 scene from Half-Life, and I was just like, oh, that's really cool to see in person. Definitely, I don't know if it's inspired by it or just great coincidence, but I like it. I had a lot of fun with that one. There was a monster that chased me through it, and he chased me through the entire hall, actually, and I had to run through the exhibit hall to get away from him. That is monster dedication right there.
What's really
These
cool...
These people are dedicated. They do an awesome job of doing it.
Well, they've been waiting since November to have a crack at people, so they're really excited. You get them fresh, right?
They're really good actors.
I think you're going to have to find someone to work your booth next year, because I want to be a monster.
Oh,
now,
you're a monster, honey. I can
wanna
guarantee
be a
that.
Monster.
One of the best
Put
exhibits
me in makeup.
was one that didn't have a line. There was just a guy at a booth, and he said, hey, we have a walkthrough. You want to come through? And I'm just like, okay. This one was really cool. It was all practical, and you went through a crashed spaceship with a dead astronaut in it.
Oh, yeah, Josie's still talking about that.
There was a dead zombie monkey astronaut.
Wasn't that...
That's
Wait,
great.
is that the one with the slide?
No.
No.
Oh,
This was
okay, wrong
Perdition,
one.
right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
That one was awesome. I loved the practical effects. That was truly incredible. There was another space one that was a kid-friendly one. It wasn't meant to be scary.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one in a second.
We'll get to that one in a second.
Yeah.
The only one that bothered me was the one with the longest wait, actually. The longest wait, and I went through, and
What one was that?
I don't remember, except the fact that it didn't have a single actor. It was all screens. And it didn't really look that good.
That is.
I don't get scared by screens with CGI monsters in them. That doesn't really...
I waited in a pretty long line for one, and inside it was hot, it was sweaty, you had to wait a while, and there was a lot of male genital... Oh, wait, that was the restroom. Never mind. It was scary in another way. What's really cool about what Austin's talking about is when you walk into the event, there's a whole area set up where you can see live makeup demonstrations, right? And what's cool is, like, you're watching the guy become the scientist that an hour later will be the one scaring you. So I think it's really cool to be able to see the whole process. They did a good job of showing people all the work that goes into these events, all the creativity, the great acting that's involved. And not only did they have the Hall of Shadows, but they had dozens of monsters just roaming the halls. So you weren't really safe anywhere. We watched some poor woman, wasn't she terrorized by a sailor guy?
Oh, there's a little girl.
There's a little girl.
About 11 years old or so.
Well, hey, if you're going to bring a kid to an event like this, you pretty much get what you deserve, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not like a hard-ticketed event like Not Scary Farm. But, I mean, you know that there's going to be monsters there. That's the whole point of this thing. So, I guess there isn't any difference. They had black cat adoptions in the lobby.
Never even got to see it.
No, we don't
I
need to
gotta
see
see it.
that. You saw it.
So, there was only one black cat. I should point that out. So if you're looking to adopt a black cat, you have to get there really early because they all get taken up.
There wasn't a lot of kittens, or what? I don't understand.
There was one black kitten. It was mostly black and white cats or tan cats. They were just cats. There was only one black cat. And
I wish I'd known there was more than that.
It's the only place in the world where the black cat is the desirable one.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
not only do the black cats go quick, but by like 4 o'clock, all the cats are gone. They immediately get taken. And you could play with them. They had little toys you could play with inside. They were like attached to strings, so you could play with them through the cage.
That's cute.
They were, some of them were, there were no really little kittens. Some of them were a few months old.
Amanda said you scared the kitten.
I was just about to talk to that.
Oh.
So I saw 2 cats. So one of them looked like a tiger as a cat. Really cool. And the other one was the black cat. So I decided to lean my face down and just look at them in the eye. And their pupils grew. Like, they immensely grew. And both of them at the same time raised their backs in the air. They're full puffed up. Their ears drooped down. And they slowly backed away. And I'm just like, oh my god, I terrorized kittens. What's wrong with me?
What is wrong with you?
And then the owner laughed at me Because I was wearing the ears, and that's probably what scared them.
Oh, he was wearing cat ears.
So they were like,
They didn't understand.
they were confused, very confused. They were all scared of me. They all puffed up their tails and cried.
The cool thing is when you walked into the convention, you were greeted by a whole row of giant cats.
Cats everywhere.
Black, giant, inflatable cats. I thought that was cool.
I think one of the highlights was the art room and the art show they had, which was very cool. They had a lot of really cool hand-drawn art and also a lot of really, really amazing 3D sculptures that were very impressive.
Now, we were there Saturday to promote this show. So you spent your day Saturday at the table.
Saturday. I spent my whole life at the convention.
Yeah,
was
just
at
breaking
that
it down
table.
into days.
I saw 3 tables on the way to the bathroom, 3 tables on the way back from the bathroom. That's how I always spend conventions. Because I know our livelihood depends on us doing well at our table. So at any other con, I don't mind. We go to so many cons all year. But it tugs at the heart a little bit at this convention to be behind that table because I wanted to be out there so
Because you like the Halloween thing.
I love the Halloween thing. I love the gore. I love the monsters. I love it all.
You love the monsters.
I love it.
The monsters.
I'm not that
My
big.
con.
I'm not really a fan of this type of lifestyle, so I decided to try and run the booth with you.
You did very well. I mean, you were a big help to me, Austin. I only had a voice left because of you.
Thank you.
And what was available at the booth?
Time boxes.
We had 2 sizes of time
Regular
boxes.
and the new super size time box with tons more geekiness inside.
Yeah, because I ordered the wrong size box.
But we did a really good job filling them, and everybody got a really good value, and we did really good selling them. I might say, my box sold out first.
Yeah, because yours had a big shark on it.
Well, what can I say? Sharks are cool. I don't blame people.
So we have a bunch of stuff here from the show we're going to go through here. This is Hillary's Vanity, couture clothing for the more sophisticated freak. These are the people who are
right across from us.
us. They were selling
beautiful umbrellas.
Yeah.
Beautiful dresses. They're a little high end, but they had some really nice things.
They had a goth guy in front who looked like the son from Modern Family if he'd gone goth.
Yeah,
he was pretty funny. Okay, what about...
Those all go together.
What about Horror Buzz?
Horror Buzz, Norman!
Horrorbuzz.com is the website for all things horror. They were there, right?
I wish I could have got over to see more things. I think Alan had something to do with their booth this year.
Well, he was dressed as a mime running around counting things, right?
I don't know. I feel
We
like
saw
Alan so
and
much.
we saw Alan and his family a lot, and Noel and his family a lot.
Well, Alan and his family. It was their first real con as a family, so that was very exciting for them. And it's always nice when you have your friends at the same convention as you because they come by and they keep you company and remind you that you can do it and make it through the day even when you're about ready to lose everything. So for me, it was really cool to have them there. And yes, Amanda was great because, my kids all adore and love her. So they got to run around the con with her as well. They all had a good time. Vincent kids and Josie had a good time.
We ran into Zach.
Oh, Zach, of course.
Yeah. Who is Ming Ballard, horror filmmaker and actor?
That was a film actress and horror person.
Okay.
Who came to our table because she noticed we were a podcast.
Oh.
And she wanted to know how to be on the show.
Oh, so, okay.
She would like...
so go to Ming Ballard, MINGBALLARD.com. Tell them 91 Reasons Say In. We'll have her on the show.
She's going to be contacting us soon to be on an episode of the show. So she has lots of interesting stuff to talk about in this sort of world.
Who is Zoe Moss?
Zoe is an amazing artist, and she works for Pizza Day Comics. Her and, I forget his name, was it Joe? Oh, Jacob. Jacob Strick. And Austin, you could probably talk about these two the most. We had a table next to them at WonderCon. So we had met them previously. So it was nice to see some familiar faces. When you do the con circuit, you get to know people that do every con with you.
We first found out about these people because you really liked their art at Knott's Berry Farm. Their product line there, remember?
Yes. She designed a creepy cartoon goth girl image and actually sold the rights of it to another company. I forget the name of that company. What's the name of that company?
What do you mean?
The ones that sell at Knott's. They're in the Knott's, this gift store off Iron Reef that has all the alternative and the Elvira stuff. Yeah, there's another goth line of clothing, and they They have her images on their clothes,
Was it
dresses,
Creepsville,
sweaters.
right?
Maybe it is Creepsville.
Creepsville 666.
So it's really no longer hers now. She did create it, but they own it. But you can buy her stuff, you know, in other places now. Or if you see her at a con, and then she's also now working for Nickelodeon, right, Austin?
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. I knew she got some sort of big gig.
She's
So we're excited for her.
She's storyboarding for the upcoming show Mighty Madsummers, if I'm correct. I believe that's the
Okay.
name. It airs this fall.
Well, you can check them out. They have a lot of websites here. They're at www.pizzadaycomics.com. And then you can check Zoe out. Her name is Zoe, Z-O-E, Moss, M-O-S-S. And it looks like the website is zoeisfunky@gmail.com. And you can go to www.brainfarto.com. And then Jacob is jacobstrick@gmail.com. And he's a director, writer, and does sound and all kinds of cool stuff too.
All right, so Josie and I went out on the floor, and we went through Space Academy. It's a walk-through attraction. It's not scary, but it's like you're going through the Death Star. So
Oh, I wish I had done that.
you go
one.
in and you slide into the garbage disposal, into the foam pieces, and then you have to shoot TIE fighters with a
She
gun.
really liked that one. She
Then
talks about that one a
You
lot.
had to use the force to lift a box.
That's the
And
one with the slide, then, right?
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was really
She
cool.
got Sarah to go through that, and our friend Sarah, she was her first con, and she was a little bit of the scary stuff. But she got her friend Sarah to go through it, and Alan, that's Alan's daughter, Alan Simpson, he went through it with Josie, too. I think they all had a really good time in that one. She kept going back.
And it will come to your house with this thing and set
wait,
it up.
you can have a party?
Immersiveparties.com, and they'll bring it to your house.
Guess what my next birthday's going to be?
Now, this Death
Space
Star,
Academy.
I'm
this
down.
is very, very well put together. I went through it myself, and I absolutely loved it.
I have to do some research
It's
on the
very
prices.
cool. Mom, I'm going to tell you right now, the slide's the first thing you do.
Would I have fit down it?
No. It's very tight.
Wait! Other people I know fit down it that were just my size or bigger. Alan's bigger than me.
Luna had a lot of trouble.
Well, here's the thing.
Is it a height thing?
No,
or-
the way it's set
Are you
up to
sure?
get into, it took me a while because I wanted to go feet first.
Okay, so you went down the slide.
So I went down, but most people would have to go face first, just the way it's set up.
You
have to go up a ladder.
You have to go up a ladder, and it's very
Oh, 'cause it's
difficult.
hard to get your legs
Yeah,
up.
you'll never get your legs up like that.
You would have gotten very angry.
What do you land on the bottom?
The big foam pieces,
compactor.
like the Kenner playset.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I'm really sad that I was at a table the whole weekend.
For some
I
weird
missed
reason,
out.
I got the optical illusion that I was high up. I don't know why that happened, but I felt like I was.
Did you drop acid?
He was very
Are you smoking pot?
into the scene, man. He's a believer.
I don't know. It was
How about
very
this? How about Box of Dread from Dread Central? That's a subscription service that sends you a box of horror stuff
my
every
kind of
month.
box.
The
So
owner
you
of
can
it
do
gave
that
me
one.
a cool pin of their logo typing on the computer.
Very nice.
Yeah,
pin.
so Box of Dread next month has a Stranger Things item in it.
I need it.
Think
We
of-
will be getting
think
that
about
box,
that.
so future unboxing
Box
episodes
of
will be coming
Dread.
up.
Box of Dread. You dread it coming to your house. Oh.
That's my kind of box.
Okay. And then Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, you like bloodandteeth.com
Yes.
because this guy makes. This is the one Josie likes too. Josie has.
Oh, this is Josie's people from Frankenson.
Yes, they were there.
Yeah.
And they had.
yeah, Frankenson.
They had amiibos done up in like you
They
could
take
see their
toys
bones.
and they gore them up. Josie always buys the Five Nights at Freddy's and other people. And oh yeah, she's all about these people. I didn't even know they were there. See what all I missed behind the table?
This guy was literally 10 feet from your table.
I went 10 feet the other direction. To the
Well, you should have
bathroom
gone this
only.
way. You should have zigged when you zagged.
I only went to the bathroom. That was it.
Okay, what else is here? How about Ryan Batchelor's Virtual Screams? This is a
I think I heard this one.
Oculus Rift project you put on your face that Austin did.
I would like to talk
Wait, is
about
this
What
where
would
you
you-
scream?
No,
Oh, okay. Go
this
ahead.
is where you put on VR helmet and
Oh.
No.
Austin. How was Virtual Screams? Because I did it too. And I thought it was great.
I'd like to talk about it, actually. So VR has been evolving in the past. It's been evolving very recently. It's growing rapidly and becoming a huge thing. People are talking about how amazing it is, but prior to this, I had never put on a VR headset. And I know you guys use those phone VR sets with the cardboard. I never even got to use them.
Yeah, no, this was Oculus Rift.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is I've never had an experience in virtual reality. The closest I've gotten was the Ion Leaf at Knott's. When I went on that, I was just blown away by the immersiveness. And I'm just like, imagine what you could do with this on a headset. So, this virtual screen comes along, and I have to say, it is absolutely amazing. This is incredible. Like, I don't know where to begin on how real this felt and how immersive it felt. When I looked down, I was a few feet off the ground. Now, the scary part was supposed to be the fact that there was a giant spider chasing you. That didn't scare me. I was scared by the fault
that was sent Luna over the edge. Did you do it?
No.
I didn't think
He saw the spider and said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
What actually scared me was the fact that I was about 3 feet off the ground, which wasn't supposed to be scary at all, but to me it was, because it really looked like I was 3 feet off the ground.
He was too short for it to be accurate.
No, I was.
But you liked the images and you felt like it was real.
I love this. I am all for VR and immersive experiences.
Which one? Okay, so there was the spider,
Yes.
and what else?
You went through a minecart.
The minecart,
You
yeah.
were strapped to a chair.
Yeah. Were you in the box?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
that
in
was
the
pretty
box.
cool.
It's amazing.
There's another one that he did for me where you're underwater and the sharks are trying to get you.
Oh, I want to do that
It's
one.
really freaky.
Really?
Yeah, it's really freaky.
I cannot wait to get a virtual reality headset down the line.
You'll never go outside again.
Doesn't go outside anyways.
Yeah, that's a pretty scary thought. I don't want to become absorbed in the virtual mold. But then again, wanting to play Team Fortress virtually isn't that crazy when there's already people that are having virtual reality girlfriends.
Virtual reality girlfriends? What the hell is that?
People are making out with virtual girls. Why?
No, you don't. Oh my god. Okay, so this guy stopped by the booth and talked to Rachel. Atmosphere FX, ATMOS, and then Fear, and he gave you a DVD.
Yes, he gave me this DVD. They're one of those companies that does projections onto your home to make it look like Frankenstein's in your window or the killer is upstairs. Or,
Yeah, they do one of these that it's shadows. It's shadow play on your window, and you use a digital LCD projector. Even a TV will work, but they do one that looks like there is a giant spider walking around inside your house, and it is so scary looking and so real.
Yeah, we haven't opened it yet.
And it's just a fun way to.
I'm curious.
It's a fun way to add an environment to your house for trick or treating.
Digital decorations for every occasion. They don't just do fear. They do Atmosphere, but they do Atmosphere as well.
For like Christmas.
So you can get any holiday.
Santa Claus is sneaking around
Yeah.
the house.
And their phone number is 253-431-5554. And they're not located in California, obviously. Or you can go to Atmosphere.
You're saying
it's
Adamus.
ATMOSFX.com.
Atmosfx.com, yes.
To find out more information on their stuff. Because they have cool stuff if you're like hardcore into decorating your house.
Right. And here is Dan Litzinger Fine Art.
Oh, I love them. That's the only thing I bought. I got a souvenir because you never see Winona Ryder anything at any convention. So before the floor opened on the first day, as people were setting up, that's when I walked the floor quickly because I wanted to see who all was there and what was going on because I know me and I knew the second I got to my floor open and behind the booth, I would never leave it again. So I found a Winona Ryder shirt and I had to have it. So Jeff went back and bought it for me.
I bought it, yes.
Yes, I'll be wearing it some upcoming event very soon.
We also ran into,
Did you shout out his name?
yeah, it's the artist.
Yeah, gotta give the shout
Dan
out.
Litzinger Fine Art. Dan Litzinger Fine Art at gmail.com is his email address. Or just Google Dan, Litzinger.
It's a very like art
It's
deco.
pop art, like
Yeah,
comic
pop.
strip art.
Very cool looking art strip.
And we also ran into a good friend of mine from, used to be a Knott's Berry Farm employee, Dave Cohn, who was there with his wife, Rachel Walker, she's a very talented artist. She does amazing art. She is at edgeoftheworldart.com or at the Gallery Soho in the Montclair Plaza upper level next to Nordstrom's. Check out that art. It's very cool. He offered his wife would do art for the show if we wanted. So he's a big fan. So thanks for listening to the show, and we
Cool.
hope you dig that plug. And there were others, hundreds of people that we ran into at the show. Lots of listeners, lots of new listeners, hopefully.
Oh,
After hearing what the show was about, we gave out Don Berg door hangers.
91 Reasons cups.
Yeah, the door hanger you put on your bathroom door, and it says, this bathroom is occupied by a person using only 6 squares.
And we also brought a big basket full of movie buttons. One worse than the next. Just the most boring, most horrific movies you'd ever watch in
So
your life.
I would be able to predict your movie, and you know,
Whereas
if anyone-
people walked by the booth, we would tell them that Austin could predict their favorite movie. He would look into their eyes, he would reach into the basket, and he would pull out a Wild Wild West button.
but not just
We had more of them than anything.
Pearl Harbor.
Or
Not-
Pearl Harbor.
not just Wild Wild West or Pearl Harbor, but also Dr. Doolittle 2.
And we
If
ended
they
up
have-
with what? What button was ended? What only button we had left in the basket at the end that nobody wanted?
American Pie 2.
Yes.
We actually had to stop giving them out because parents would get angry at us.
Well, we'd predict favorite movies to like a 10-year-old or under, and it was American
There were actually a
Pie
lot of
too.
times where I would say, your favorite movie is, I draw American Pie, and the kid just paused me for a moment, and I'm just like, hold on a second. I threw American Pie back in, and I grabbed a Dr. Doolittle.
We also gave out Knots trading cards. We had
'Cause-
lots of freebies at our
No,
table.
it gets better. This isn't just the American Pie button. It's the DVD release. So it says
Oh.
American Pie unrated.
Oh.
Yeah, well, what's worse, that or the Pearl Harbor button, which actually shows the Japanese Zero bombers on their way to kill Americans on the
I'll
button.
be honest, I was very nervous handing that out to people because I didn't want to upset anyone by handing out a Pearl Harbor button.
Same with the, for some reason, the Wild Wild West button is lenticular,
For no reason.
but nothing moves on it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of fire that comes out of the giant spider, but it's not enough to make the button lenticular.
No, I just made it shiny.
I should also point out that we had a bunch of hit buttons from the movie. Oh my god. What's it called? The Camelot movie, the animated one.
Quest for
Quest for
Camelot.
Quest for Camelot. Awful movie. The one button I handed to kids that they actually seemed genuinely happy about because these were nice buttons that were cut out and kids actually know this movie. Anastasia.
Hey, there was one guy whose favorite movie truly was Wild Wild West, and his face dropped to the ground when you pulled that button out. He just kept going over and over.
Yeah.
Are you serious? How did you do it? Are you serious? Like, that really
I'm a
was his
magician, what
movie.
can I say?
He was tripping out that you did that. So we did find one person who had the right movie prediction.
The one guy
Out
who
of
likes
hundreds.
Wild Wild
Out of
West.
hundreds, one guy was very happy with
The
your
worst
prediction.
movie promotional
But it made
buttons
it fun.
ever.
People liked our movie.
My favorite is when Austin goes, I will predict your movie. And he pulls out a button, and there's no movie on it. Just the bulging face of Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple of those. You know what? I didn't know those were in there. I would have kept one of those. Gabriel, you got one of those. Treasure it for life, buddy.
No. Throw it in the street.
No, he's wearing it on his vest proudly.
I tell you, I get no
I love
respect.
Rodney.
I'm Rodney
You could
Dangerfield.
probably get one off eBay for like 60
Yeah,
cents.
now I'm going to go buy one
Yeah,
after you
$1
gave me the only two
shipped.
we had.
The most popular one seemed to be the dog from Anastasia. Kids really liked that one.
Oh, what's a dog? Doesn't matter what
It's
it's
a cartoon
from.
dog. Kids
Where
love
are
it.
you going?
What
Nothing.
else?
Leaving the show.
I'm out of here. I'm
There
making
was,
my own show. I'm
There,
leaving.
there was the Gwints, and you know what? I handed out the Gwints buttons, like, oh, it's the Gwints. Kids love
The
this.
Grinch
Even
bit, he's a
adults.
monster
Yeah.
type.
And I finally looked at the Gwints
It's the
button.
worst button ever.
Wait, let me explain.
No,
let me
not
explain.
the worst.
Let me explain.
Wait, okay.
Wait, no, wait,
I'm not going to
No.
give it away. I'm just going to say that you expect a movie promotional button to be like, coming soon to theaters, or experience the magic. This was none of that.
Okay, so finally at the end of the show, Chelsea's wearing a Gwints button, and I decided to read what was on it, and I'm just like, did I really give that away to all those people? It says, buy 2 large drinks and get one free.
Yeah, it was the concessionaire button for the theater
Hey, people
worker.
took it. People will take anything
So-
free.
No, anything free they're going to take.
Yes.
And that was one that when everyone got, they attached to whatever they were wearing. So all these people were wearing
Run around
buttons.
Grinch button.
This
And
is
it wasn't even a movie button. It was buy 2
There's a lot of
soft
people right now
drinks.
listening going, that's where they got those buttons
Yeah.
from.
That's one of my swap meet trips. I walked up, and the guy had a table of buttons, 5 for $1. I said, how much for all of them? So I paid $20 for about 600 movie
buttons.
buttons.
What are some of these movies? Did anyone go see them? Like, there was a bunch for How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
That's a real movie.
Uh-huh.
How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Whatever, we gave them
What type of
out.
title is that?
People got free stuff.
It's a
Everybody
play
had
on
fun.
Emperor's New Groove.
There weren't any of those in there, unfortunately. If there was some Quonk's New Groove, that really would have made it something. Instead, we got a bunch of Hercules buttons, but those went fast.
Yeah,
So-
Those went fast.
So we had a lot of fun Saturday, and when the show finally closed, we raced around trying to find something to eat and not having any luck. So the adults at the party
that's horrible.
ate nothing, and the kids ate takeout from Islands.
It's so expensive.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest here. It's the worst, one of the worst chicken strips I've ever had.
Whenever I got you food, I went without so all you kids could eat.
No, the sacrifice was great, which is why at the moment I
I was supposed to be at a hotel, getting cleaned up and pretty, but I could not leave my kids without being food in their belly.
Where do Islands chicken strips land on the chicken strip-o-meter?
right next to the cantina at San Diego, where it's restaurant quality, and you really expect something crunchy and good, but the crunch seems to take away all the flavor. The breading is the chicken strip, and that begins to outweigh the chicken itself, sort of giving a Tyson chicken sort of feel in a low quality standard.
Ew.
It sort of feels microwaved and cheap, and if there was anything Islands reminded me of most, it was Jack in the Box chicken strips.
There's nothing worse than working a con like this and agonizing over each sale to these guests and trying to make a buck. Like, oh my God, you work, your butt off and make $30, and then you go to get your kids food and you
It's
spend
gone.
the same $30. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my
It
God.
is
Because
hard.
normally we work our jobs and the checks somehow are like, we convince ourselves that they're not related. I work a job and then occasionally I get paid. And sometimes I think about the fact that they're connected, and sometimes I don't. But if you're doing this, it's directly related to, oh my God, the chicken's...
Hours worth of giving
Right.
out buttons, telling people my
Yeah.
entire
And
family's
he goes,
podcast
"Mm,
story.
they were pretty much like a Tyson chicken strip.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I worked so
Mom,
hard for it.
I ate it, and I needed something in my stomach.
I know, exactly.
So-
And then I ran to the freaking parking lot, the bottom basement parking spot, and changed for that concert in the back seat of the car. It must have been 100 degrees down in that parking structure.
Now,
So I was
Listen,
looking
from
pretty
your
tore
high
up.
school days, I'm sure you're used to that.
Ba-dum-bum.
In the back seat of the car.
I'm
Now,
used to taking tights off, not putting them
we
on.
haven't got to
a lot
the-
harder.
We haven't got to that yet. So the show closed. We had a short break, and then it was time for what?
Oingo boingo!
The Oingo Boingo dance party.
Can I just tell you that I could barely... I had been on my feet for 12 hours, like standing. So I barely could get out to that parking structure. I was like a little old lady hunched over, pulling myself up the stairs.
You look like that woman that's
I-
on Hallmark cards.
I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was like, we'll just sit at the table and just listen. That's what I said.
So the Midsummer Screen people asked me to host to introduce the band, get the crowd revved, and then later on do a costume contest, which I was more than happy to do. I love doing that kind of stuff. So it's very surreal to be up there talking to the crowd. Now, they wouldn't let me directly introduce the band, so I introduced the guy who introduced
DJ.
the band.
Yeah.
But that was okay because, Rachel was talking to some of her friends that we've known for years who are big Boingo fans, and it's like, oh, wait, Jeff was up there with the band? That was pretty cool. And you know what? Yes, we were all exhausted and tired, and yet when they kick in with
the lights go out.
The lights go
and
out,
The music came
and
on.
the music comes on, and it's a Boingo hit that like Private Life
This is my
or
private
Nasty
life.
Habits. You're like, oh my God.
We went running to the dance floor and we danced the whole night. Our whole group of people. It was so much fun.
I had a blast. Thank you, Noel and Amanda, for being there.
Noel was very entertaining with his dance moves. He was very, very cool.
Mary and Tim were in full skull regalia.
Yes. And
Dana
Colleen was exhausted and she danced her little booty off after
Yeah.
working 11 to 7 volunteering.
Dana and Tanya were there.
Yeah.
And Romo himself, Adrian Romo was there.
Michael Bondi.
Michael
Hendel.
Bondi. Hendel was there. The
Gabriel and Nikki.
Freshly shaved Hendel, who looked
I
bizarre.
know, very fair.
Gabe and
I think
Nikki
that was
from
on table. Am I missing anybody?
Park Fanatic.
I saw Garrett. Garrett was there. I yelled at him because he was too tall. And he was blocking Boingo. I was like, dude, sit down.
Don't block the Boingo.
Now, if you were an important part of the night and we did not mention you, because we were tired and we had a lot of people,
Yeah, we don't
so
need
we
to
might
miss
lose track of
anybody.
you. Contact us. We'll give you a special shout out.
Oh,
for the next
special
Oh, for
shout
God's
out.
sake.
Now, I had a ton of fun. When I walked in, I didn't know who Oingo Boingo was until they started playing the music, and I go, "Oh, that's Oingo Boingo."
Yeah, he's all weird science. Oh.
Yeah. So now I can safely say that this show, it had all the hit
And you
songs.
kind of danced with your dad.
A little bit.
The little animal ears were moving. Luna and Amanda got down with their bad selves.
They had a quality playlist with all their top hits. They were wonderful.
Josie
they did a
was in full
fantastic
Kylo
job.
Ren costume.
I
They
thought
had-
Josie would conk out, but she was
No,
in
she
it
was
for the
a party
haul.
girl.
They did a phenomenal job with all their songs, and I can safely say that this concert had both Oingo and Boingo.
They did.
Oh, nice. No, it
They
was
did.
really, really
It was a good
entertaining.
time.
The perfect
You
amount of
jetted out
Oingo and the
before
perfect
me.
amount of Boingo.
I had
stayed
to.
to the very end. When Dead Man's Party came on, we did a conga line through the whole pit part. It was
So
amazing.
I hosted this costume contest, right? And how I introduced the band before I get to that was I said, you know what? When Oingo Boingo comes out here, it's going to make Videopolis look like Studio K because I can see all the goths out here from Cloud9 Ballroom. And everybody of a certain age got all those references.
Yeah.
So it was time for the costume contest. People came out in pretty elaborate costumes, and I was getting the crowd to go along. Like I said, hey, this guy's dressed as one of the Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call? The crowd goes, Ghostbusters. So then this couple comes out as Gomez and Morticia from the Addams Family. So I go, da-da-da-da, and the whole crowd goes, ding, ding, da-da-da-da, right? So then this guy comes out dressed as, what's his name? Kiefer Sutherland from the Lost Boys. So I go, everybody, say hello to the night. And one guy goes, lost in the shadows. I said, really? One guy? I said, people, it's not just a hot topic thing. You actually have to watch the movie. So it was a lot. That was a lot of fun. There was a
Devo.
couple dressed as Devo. I said, when a problem comes along,
You must whip it.
yeah, it was really, really a lot
was
of fun.
fun.
It was so much fun that by the end of the costume contest, I was losing my voice. It was gone.
Yeah.
So that's when I said, look, I got to go home. Because they excused me. They said, you're done with your duties. I have to go home. So by the time you were conga lining, I was at home in bed,
Oh, I
dead.
stayed to the bitter end. Colleen, me, and Josie were party girls. We did not get back to the hotel and get in our bed. Oh, it was 1 a.m. when we all
I
finally
was
got to
snoring
bed.
by
and
1
we've
a.m.
been going since 7 a.m.
I went
That was a long
from
day.
the midsummer scream to the midsummer snore because I was out. I was gone.
The longer
and
the
we had,
day went, the more dead I looked, so I was fitting in without the makeup.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
I just knew that we had another full day on Sunday
Yep, right back
that
at
was
it.
going to cap with me moderating the Not Scary Farm panel. So Sunday was a frenzy because all the people who said they were waiting to buy our stuff showed
They
up.
came
So
back.
Sunday was
It was
very
crazy.
busy.
Our table was nonstop.
We
packed.
sold a lot of books, which was really nice.
Yeah, more than we did at a regular con.
Yeah.
too.
You say hot topic. There was a hot topic across the street from the convention.
Yeah, you went to
Literally
it.
right across the street.
You spent all your money there.
Amanda did.
Nothing.
She
I
got
didn't
a
have any
cute
money.
necklace and little socks, and she shopped.
I have to wonder, am I just growing out of the things they sell there, or is Hot Topic not have enough stuff now? Everything in there is like the same 3 licenses.
No, you're becoming your own person, and you're not buying into the. Instead of buying the things that they sell you, the things you want to buy they don't sell.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm 45. I want it all in there.
Well, you're a trendy rah
I
rah.
wanted
I am
everything.
not
It was
a
in
trendy
blind
rah-rah.
box. I only wanted one specific thing out of each one.
Yeah,
Hot Topic
It's not
has
worth
been...
it.
Where's the Stranger Things T-shirt? Are they gonna get that in?
that's coming.
Netflix doesn't do
Hot
stuff like
Topic
that.
has
They
been
better.
completely overrun by blind boxes. They're
Great.
everywhere.
Winona Ryder did another movie that they don't sell nothing on. I
Mom.
give up.
No. You say that. By next summer, there will be a whole line of Stranger Things, pop vinyl, and blind
I
boxes.
hope so.
I heard they
Where's
were doing.
11?
I heard they were doing Pez. They don't do enough movie tie-in.
I think Ego is going to do a
Yeah,
promotion.
Ego.
What I noticed right now is that Hot Topic is 10% what's hip, 90% Suicide Squad.
Wow. This is the week of Suicide Squad. It opens on
is.
Friday. So Sunday was great. We sold a lot of stuff. More importantly, the reason you do a con like this is to just see people.
And this was a definite friend con.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing
knew.
that I found so interesting about a convention like Midsummer Scream. You go to Comic-Con, and it's a celebration of geek culture across the board, right? So there's every color of the rainbow of fan there. And you know what? People get on each other's nerves. You get in line, people are edgy, people are irritated. You go to this one, it's all about Halloween, and everyone there is a pale, sunken-eyed monster fan, right? And everybody is so nice to each other. Nobody gets on each other's nerves. Nobody gets edgy. It's not a problem. So I think that's just so interesting that I bet if you were to ask an outsider where the problem is going to be, they're going to go, oh, the Halloween one with all those tattooed, pierced freaks there, right? But you get there, and those tattooed, pierced freaks are the closest knit family ever. We are all bound together by our love of this amazing holiday that has been with us our entire lives. Some of us have more memories about Halloween than we do about Christmas. I told a story when I opened for the band, and I said, one time my mom caught me making a list in January, and she asked me if it was my Christmas list for next year. And I said, are you crazy? It's my Halloween ideas for my costume this year. I would have rather had a Sargoth the Cobra than the Evel Knievel Jump Over Snake Canyon playset that I got. Never got that stupid Cobra, and there wasn't one at the show. I looked.
And you got your Evel Knievel Jump Over Canyon playset?
Hey,
yeah, I did.
I liked my Evel Knievel toys.
I did too, but it wasn't Sargoth the Cobra. But I think it's just interesting to find that the Halloween people are, again, they're dressed in black. They're pale. They have piercings. They put black stuff on their eyes like the girl in Breakfast Club, right? And you'd think that people would be standoffish and bizarre, and instead, it's like everybody's found a home. Midsummer Scream is the home for all the people who couldn't find a home anywhere else. And when the doors open, it's just like, oh my God, I belong here.
That's how I feel.
Everybody belongs here. Little kids are walking around with gory makeup. Guys are walking around with hatchets in their head. Some kid was dressed as an Evil Dead Burger King guest. I don't know what the hell that was. There was a guy. A guy that walked by smoking a pipe who didn't have a nose.
I'm sure everybody knows who that
His nose is gone.
I've seen him at other events. He goes
and you
to
know
these
what?
things, and he was amazingly nice.
He's the nicest guy ever.
He rode the elevator out with me on Saturday. We had besides conversation at the table.
I've had conversations with Brad Pitt lookalikes who are the biggest a-holes on the planet, and the guy without a nose he's the one that'll stop and help you fix your tire on the side of the road. Yeah. He's the nicest guy ever. So it's a really close knit, fun environment.
It's
some of the products, yeah, it's a spider web, right? Some of the products I didn't understand. There was a booth across the way from us called the Something Collective. Their table only had flowers on it. I don't know what they were selling. Yeah. They were wearing disco jeans, which was great, but I don't know what they were selling. And then the girl on the end, the homicidal homemaker.
She's some sort of food.
I didn't know what that was.
I think she does food demonstrations, but like gory food.
She's like a cooking show.
Like the not Betty Crocker, the serial killer Betty Crocker. I don't know.
I don't know what that. I'm going to have to look it up because I don't know what it is.
She looks like Betty Page, so I'm sure you were all about her.
There was a retailer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a retailer that's becoming noticeably bigger and bigger to the point where I saw multiple booths selling these. And this is not a con with a lot of retail. It's mostly events and impulsive stuff. So it was weird to see a lot of retailers mostly of the same product. And it's Halloween-themed soap. Soap
and hair bows and stuff. Well, that's because they want to make Halloween a lifestyle. They want you to keep this stuff around year round.
In your bathroom and in your.
There was only one thing I could have done without at the con.
What?
There was a zombie shooting gallery that wasn't bad, but for some reason, when you hit a certain target, it blared a car horn, and it would go off every 10 seconds. and I wanted to kill somebody.
Uh,
And the animator girl that you talked to, her booth was right next to it.
Yeah. it was
I would
driving
have
them crazy.
blown my brains out. It's weird. It's the only place in the world where you go in the men's room and you can't get to the sink because the guys are all putting their makeup on. It's
True.
a totally different vibe. It's funny. You know, everybody's getting all gored up for it. I talked to a guy who specialized in actual infamous crime scene artifacts. He was selling them for $45. Pieces of the bed that Rock Hudson died in. Pieces of Jane Mansfield's car.
Oh, I saw. He's on the way to the bathroom. Wait, I saw him.
Yes.
I got 2 booths. He's one
Yes.
of them. I saw like Jeffrey Dahmer's hand traced, like a colored picture that he did.
Yeah.
Things like that.
It was all real life stuff. It was very ghoulish.
I kept seeing. I'm like, oh, that'd be a good booth to see. I must be weird because I wanted to look at that booth really bad. Am I weird?
No, it was very cool.
I was
It's
all
just
into that
different.
booth.
It's just different, you know. You know me, I'm a big like I don't like seeing criminals make any kind of money off of their crimes. But this was like 3 or 4 times removed, so it doesn't bother. It's not like a John Wayne Gacy painting sold by John Wayne Gacy in prison. It's totally different. So, anywho,
Oh, we didn't give a shout out to Raven.
Shout out to Raven.
I love
We
Raven.
gotta give a shout out to Sinister Point.
Sinister Point.
yeah. Sinister Point, who had the haunted house playset. I walked by a dozen times and didn't ask, and then Gus bought it for $30.
Yeah, and I didn't know.
Oh.
I saw it on Gus's stroller.
I was so beside
and he told me
myself.
the price, and I wanted to kill you because I'm like, why didn't Jeff buy that?
You know, it wasn't a con. We weren't spending money. We needed to make money at this
I
con.
know.
It's a different
I
vibe.
know. It's not fair. I want to go back to this convention when we don't have to work it.
Well, that's okay because we'll get to go next year.
Yeah, we'll probably be there again.
Well,
but I'm going to be a monster. I'm
yeah,
already
well,
excited.
you are a monster, sweetheart.
You
In
should
your heart.
you should do Planet of the Apes makeup.
I want to do Planet of the Apes makeup.
Dr.
Let's do it.
Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
I want to do it.
So, again, big thanks, big congratulations to everybody involved in Midsummer Scream. It was an unmitigated success. Everybody I've talked to had the time of their lives. It was fun. Long Beach is just a quick freeway jump over to it. Parking was only $10. The food situation sucks, but that's not the fault of the con.
No.
We did plan ahead and bring food, but it
Yeah,
just
some
simply
snacks.
it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But good time. Simpson family had a good time. Cox family had a good time. Tucker family had a good time. 91 Reasons had a good time. I had the time of my life hosting the Oingo Boingo dance party with Johnny Vatos,
And I'm
singing
grateful
all
to all my friends who helped at the booth. Thank you all so much.
singing all the hits,
I
right?
give them a shout out.
This is my private life.
Russell looked so cute in that cool costume.
Yeah, he was the headless
He
horseman.
was amazing.
Everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
Wait,
What?
Luna hasn't spoken the whole episode.
I've spoken a few times.
Luna was scared of everything
Luna,
at the event.
here's what-
I sat in the booth and watched the
He was
game
terrified.
Here's what happened to Luna. About 3 hours into
That's
the con,
Amanda for taking him out to do a little
Luna's sitting there watching the Game Grumps on his phone, and some yo-yo walks by with a fishing rod and a spider on the end, and they're just filming people when they dangle the spider. So they dangle the spider in front of him, in front of his phone, and for a long moment, he doesn't see it. And all of a sudden he goes,
He's terrified of
And-
spiders, though.
and the guys run off giggling. And he looks at me and he goes, "This place is scary. I'm full of anxiety, and I just want to go home." And I was like, "Oh my god."
If it was a choice, I would have went home right then.
Yeah, I could tell you were ready to go at that exact
Thank
moment.
God for Amanda. I think she talked you off the ledge. Because you finally did do a few things.
The mic's over here, sweetheart.
I don't know. It seemed like he calmed down a little bit.
What?
I don't know.
You have nothing to say?
Nope.
All right, we're going to wrap it up then. So, we had a great time. We want to thank everybody on the staff of Midsummer Stream for inviting us there. We'll definitely be back again. It was a fantastic show. Everything they promised and more, I thought.
Yeah.
Good time was had by all. It ended too quickly, I think, was everybody's problem.
Yeah, I wish it had been 3 days.
Yeah.
Go for 3 days next year.
So 3 days next year. 3 of Midsummer Scream days is what we're hoping for next year. So thanks for tuning in. I'm the voice. I'm Jeff Tucker. I am joined by the Tucker family here.
Rachel?
Austin.
Josie, you haven't said a lot during this show. Well, I was just too scared walking around the show. Oh my gosh, were you scared, honey, at the Midsummer Scream? Yeah, they were monsters, and they were chasing me in the lab coats, and I wanted to play on my phone. Well, you know what, sweetheart, next time maybe you could stay home if it's too scary. No, I want to go. All right, well, you can go. All right, well, you want to close the show out? Yeah, I want to close the show out. All right, you close the show out. Thanks for listening. My dad's the greatest, and I love him. I'm never going to have a boyfriend. All right, that's great. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. On behalf of the whole Tucker family, when you put us all together, the Midsummer Scream, we celebrate it, we love it, and we are 91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening by Grandthar's Hammer. We'll be back with another episode. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So say we all. Hey, hey, hey.